This is the vast expanses of the Cumberland Plains, and we're at the beautiful Nurragingy Reserve today as we walk along towards Snake Alley. We search in the trees, through the pond system. This is a long pond, and down at one of my favourite Azure kingfisher spots, overlooking the long pond. It's a great spot for all sorts of animals down here. So we'll take a venture. Let's give you a bit of an aerial look. Some of the beautiful tree canopies down here at Naragenji. We'll make our way onto Snake Alley. It's an absolutely beautiful little walk here over the wetlands boardwalk, and we'll head off down this way in search of red-bellied black snakes. It's an absolute beauty of a place for red-bellied black snakes through here. We'll venture through the scrub and search for red bellies. One amazing, beautiful place, Nurragingy. Okay guys, welcome to the next stop. We're out here on the Cumberland and I'm lying down in front of snakes again. Beautiful red belly. Today we're going to take a walk along Kookaburra Foot Trail and down the pond area and also down in Snake Alley. So this is Snake Alley and another mad start to the day. Red-bellied black snake. Don't try this at home guys. Extremely dangerous, venomous snake. And this is the mad view we get from ground level when we film the red-bellied black snakes. It's an absolute honour and a privilege to be down lying next to this beautiful snake. Such a magnificent, thick specimen. And there's been quite a large number of the red-bellied black snakes down at Nurragingy, especially at this time of year. Being autumn and the change of season, a lot of these reptiles will be coming out and getting a feed to try and build up their fat reserves for the winter, for the cold months, for their brumation. So the first red belly of the day, and we're in nice and close, lying down in front of him. We might go out and find out what we got on our next stop on the Cumberland. First stop, an absolute bottler. Doesn't get much closer than this, guys. Okay, let's get out on the next stop. Me and me mate, the red-bellied black snake. And as we come between the ponds down at Nurragingy, where the world famous log is, we spot our second red-bellied black snake of the morning, and this one's a good thick solid specimen. Looks like he might be on the hunt for some frogs and skinks. Yeah, he's definitely searching underneath that leaf litter. He's got the tongue flicking out to try and locate some prey down in this dried up section next to the creek, down next to the world famous log of Nurragingy. Just a typical way they spend the day, foraging through the undergrowth and all the dried out wetlands in his search for frogs. Such a wide range of food source down here at Nurragingy makes for a lot of red bellies. Beautiful red-bellied black snake. What a gorgeous snake these guys are. Right in front of him. Very well behaved, as they usually are, the red bellies. Lovely snake. And not an aggressive snake. Because of the huge amount of food source down here at Nurragingy, these red-bellied black snakes are very, very solid. And there's a lot of them. So be prepared if you come to Nurragingy, you will see a lot of these red-bellied black snakes. But don't fear, they are very, very placid. On next stop, what a ripper. One of my favourite birds in the Cumberland One of my favourite wetlands birds. I love the royal spoonbill. So called because of their oddly shaped spoon-like beak they use to sift down into the mud and the creek beds, and they'll pick up all sorts of little invertebrates and crustaceans. They are one of our most gorgeous birds, especially when they are in their breeding plumage. They used to be in great numbers out here in the west around the wetlands section, and in the last 40 or 50 years seen a massive decline in the numbers of the royal spoonbill around the western suburbs. So it's great to have a few down here at Nurragingy. There's not a huge amount, and you see him just getting a drink there. So if you visit the local park Nurragingy, my local park, keep your eyes peeled for these beautiful royal spoonbills. They're usually found down by the creek systems. So we'll head out on the next stop. And it always pays to keep your ears and your eyes open. Up in the trees in this area, there's a lot of Pacific buzzer. Up in the tree just close by, we've managed to spot a juvenile Pacific buzzer, the target species, and this is just up around Carowong picnic area, and that's a great spot to see the Pacific buzzer. And this one's just a juvenile, you can see by the markings on the head there, just patchy and chestnut down the neck area. They'll go completely grey, and those eyes will turn that bright, beautiful colour. So yeah, just up in Carowong picnic area, great spot. Often perched on the lower branches of the trees in search of phasmids and grasshoppers, other stick insects, and other small grubs as well. They've got quite a wide variety of what they feed on. And they also feed on frogs, and their favourite is probably the eastern dwarf tree frog. Amazing bird, but you can see those beautiful yellow eyes. Okay, let's get out of here. So we wandered down out of Carowong picnic area, down past this little circular pond here. It's a great spot for the sacreds when they're here, but they've already migrated, so we're going to head off in search of our next target species, which is the Azure kingfisher, our second smallest kingfisher in Australia and one of the most beautiful kingfishers you'll find. And this is the place that I find them most often, and that's in the pond next to this little circular pond here. You walk up towards this entrance to Snake Alley, and just on the right here there's a great spot for the Azure kingfishers right here. And as we get a slight aerial view here, it'll give you a better look over this pond, and this is the exact area where you're going to find the Azure kingfishers. And there's a pair of them that frequent this area quite often. So we'll just go over a little bit further over the water. As you can see, there's lots of snags and little sticks that they like to hang down close to the water, and they'll feed on all of the little mosquito fish. And they also get down on these little branches around the water down there. So this is the long pond, and I think I just spotted an Azure kingfisher there. And through the trees we spot the beautiful Azure kingfisher hunting above the water on one of those sticks that I was just telling you about. They're probably only about 2 or 3 feet above the water, and this is his favourite ambush position to look for fish. And there's not too much sun out today, it's a little bit overcast, so there's not a great reflection on the water, which is good for this guy. He can see pretty clearly down into the water, and I think he spotted something just then. So down at Nurragingy, the long pond is definitely the spot to go if you want to get these kingfishers, the little Azure kingfishers. And they really sit out in the open for too long, so it's quite handy if you get a good position where you're well covered. Wear some good neutral coloured clothes or camo clothes, definitely helps. You can go the ghillie suit if you want, but the neutral colour clothes work quite fine for me, or camo. And yeah, definitely you need a good type of camouflage if you want to get some footage of these little Azure kingfishers. They're quite skittish. He's been quite happy just to sit over the water here and hunt. Because it's not so sunny, he doesn't mind too much. If it was midday and really sunny, he'd be in the shade somewhere bound up and he'd be very hard to spot. So we might head off, find out what other animals we can find down among Snake Alley and the Long Pond. So we're going to head out just off Snake Alley. So we're just between these two long pond and the other pond on the other side there, and we'll hang a right here, and this will take us over Naragenji Marsh boardwalk. We usually find a few eastern rosellas and sometimes a few red-bellies here as well. We even spot a couple of boardwalk owls. Almost slip over. So we'll take a walk up onto the boardwalk here, Naragenji Marsh boardwalk, and this is the viewing area. And you might spot a few rosellas, some galahs, even some lace monitors in this area, as well as red-bellied black snakes. So off we go down this way and see what we can find. Managed to find a couple of eastern rosellas. This guy is quite vocal too. And yeah, it's a great spot in the Naragenji Marsh boardwalk section. I almost always see these beautiful eastern rosellas here. And there's another guy just down here getting a bit of a feed, and all the seeding and flowering little plants, and in this case weeds. But he likes them, and might leave him to get a feed and head off to the next stop. And I could actually hear these beautiful yellowtail black cockatoos close by while I was filming the rosellas, just here, just besides the Naragenji Marsh boardwalk section. So it's a great spot, and we often spot the yellowtail black cockatoos here. And this is the male. He's got the pink around the eyes, and the patch of yellow is slightly smaller but more prominent in colour. Look at those beautiful tail feathers. And we spot his gorgeous mate, the female yellowtail black cockatoo. They also have a white beak, which you can tell them straight away from the males. And that patch of yellow is a little bit more prominent and larger than the males. So amazing to see this pair down here at the Naragenji Marsh boardwalk section. So we've only walked about probably 250-300 metres from Carowong picnic area down to Naragenji Marsh boardwalk, and it'll be a circular walk. We'll come out through the Naragenji Marsh, and we've had quite a productive day in that 250 to 300 metres. So let's get out of here, and that's how simple it is, folks, for just a small circular walk out here at Nurragingy. The weather hasn't been the best, very overcast. We've just had a lot of rain, and we're coming out of the Naragenji Marsh boardwalk section at the moment. A lot of you would recognise this place. It's a magic little spot, and yeah, definitely one of the smaller walks. If you're a bit older and or you're not as mobile, or you've got a disability even, it's a great little track, except for the stairs in the wetlands boardwalk section. There's a lot of flat tracks and cement tracks like this one too. So we might head off through the bushland here and test out this drone that I've just got that's following me around all day. It seems to be doing a great job even through the thicker terrain like this. So yeah, it's managed to navigate its way through the trees better than I could. I almost tripped over. So I might bring it back this way to the left through the trees here and see how it goes getting through these trees. It seems to be doing the job really, really well. But okay, and we're out of here. And just up here, you see the beautiful Colloby Centre. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.